Well, I'm sorry about the mess here, but I've encountered a problem with my Shiroi. Yesterday we went bashing with a couple of friends in the wet, and this happened, of course. The steering servo broke down. So when I was replacing this all, I wanted to do the leaf spring mod, you know, with where you put a stiffer spring in there. Also, I had to remove a screw with my Dremel like that because look, there it is. It was pretty tight in there. Look, these things don't move. And that's why I was looking like, what's going on now? Normally, these things should be loose. So when you open everything up, this is what's in there. This thing over there has thread in there. So this sits in here like this. I'm not going to push it in completely. Then there is this side. Here is a screw in. And this is going between there, like that. This has to be lower, of course. This is tight. Normally, this should be loose. So my guess is there's thread in this thing. And when you put this in there, and the lock nut underneath, it's binding up with all the sand that's going in there and everything. So I'm going to drill this out. And of course, this is an M3 screw. You cannot drill this out with a 5mm or something like that, because then you're going to have a lot of slop. So you have to find a drill bit that just removes the threads out there. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to also drill in this one, and then you can see that this is going to be, see, this stays like that, see? I don't think this is normal. This gives more binding on the steering servo. So I'm going to search for a drill bit and drill it through, and then I mount this side up, and then you can see what the difference is going to be between the two. I found a drill bit. It's a 3.2mm drill bit, and this is the 3mm screw. So normally when you drill this out, the thread is going to be away, and there's a little play on there, but not much. Keep it flush against the wood. Oh, it's pretty hard. And now you can see there's no more thread in there. And when I put the screw in, there's a little play on there, but that's not much. I'm going to show you here how tight it is. Look, I'm gonna turn it off. Oh, like that. So normally, now the lock nut is gone. Put this aside. And now, see, it's still tight. Now you have to screw this out. I don't think this is good. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this, what I'm doing here? See, this is more like it. This has to be more wiggly, you see? And it only becomes wiggly when you're not screwing this together. That's my opinion. So this has to go on there. That's a leaf spring. First, get this out. So this one is busted. A lot of sand coming out here. Is it the same spring? I haven't checked the numbers, but yes, it's the same spring. And it was like 2mm that I was saying in the last video, and now it's 1mm. So it needs some turning more, some more turning here. Yeah, a little bit. That is going to do it. Yep, 2mm, that's good. This one, see, you can also see it. You're not going to see it on camera, but there's a little rubbing in there, so this has to go in here. This one is all mounted with a washer here and a washer there. I had to use a longer screw, but I'll tell you more about that. Look how it's wiggling now, and I think this is better than before. You saw what happened before. These are the washers that I use, and those are the best. They fit the best. It's outside, it's like 8 millimeters, and inside is 4. The screws, this is the normal screw, and it's from outside till the end. It's like 18 millimeters, but that was too short. Then the lock nut wouldn't lock, you know what I mean? So, and that's very important. So I made another screw and I cut it short, and I cut it until just 20 millimeters. I didn't have any 20, so I cut it until 20. There has to be a little play in there, a little, but not much. I'm going to do this one on camera. You take the original screw out. So this was the original one. You take that out. You take the longer one. You put it in there. You put it in there. You put a washer on. Like that. Then you go over there in the hole like that. You put another washer on like that, and now the lock nut. And then you turn it on. Not too tight, but otherwise it starts binding, and we don't want that. It has to move freely. So this is too tight. One back. Let's see how it reacts now. A little bit more. Like that. I'm going to do this on this one too. Completely tight, and back and half a turn. And now, you see, these things wiggle. And that's what it's supposed to be. Not the tight ones. So I'm going to build everything back in there. And you don't have any binding issues. So I think this is a better solution. So what do you think about this? Leave a comment down below, of course, if you like it or not, and if you want to do it, or if you say, that's not the way it's supposed to be. But let me know what you think. This moves a lot more freely, so look at that. So I think this is the solution. See? It didn't do that before I changed this. Another tip here, I'm putting the steering in there, and I'm replacing the screws here with a cap head, and you can see it's moving here. I did some Loctite on there, and now you turn it, and when you turn it, keep moving the steering, because if you tighten it too much, it locks. See, I'm going to over tighten it now. No movement, almost no movement. See, very hard. So go a little back. See, very good, like this. A little back here, there also. So the steering over here is flexible now. See, it's working very, very, very good.
10 seconds later.
Sorry about the noise, but this is much, much better. I need to align it, sub-trim it and everything, and set the end points, and we're done. See you later. Bye.